This is an overview of all of the cars that I've owned, and it's like actually I made a list, and the interesting thing is that I thought the list would be longer or bigger, longer, but anyway, first of all, I learned to drive in my parents' 1968 yellow Toyota. I don't know, I think it was a Corona or something like that, but it was like they had bought it used. It was a few years old, and I think they bought it from Sue Dalglish and Jack Dalglish, their friends, and I actually learned how to drive in that car. And but I didn't own that car. It's like my parents had it until they had it for actually a number of years, and then they sold it. They probably had it for I don't know 10 years or something like that. It's like I wouldn't surprise me if 10 years. And then my first actual car was a 1966 Toyota. It's light blue. It's light blue in color, like baby blue, and it was used, and it was my parents' car. It never, it's like I bought it for my parents, but it's like it never really worked all that well. It's like it had various problems, so I didn't hardly drive it that much. It's like because it was undependable. And I consider my first real car was my 1974 Maverick, 1970, and I got it in 1974. It was used, and it was at a car lot down. I went with my dad, and I think it was, if I remember correctly, it was $1,650, and which was a lot of money back then. It's like, and it was at a tree. It was at a car lot down on Vermont Avenue in Gardena. It was like this, more like the south end of Gardena. I want to say it was actually close to like Redondo Beach Boulevard or below. I think it was near like Redondo Beach, closer to like maybe Gardena Boulevard, but it was like it was on the west side of the street, so it was the city of Gardena, and we looked at different cars. They actually had a T-Bird, I think it was a 68 T-Bird that was really nice. It was a little more expensive, and $100 was $100, so I got it for $1,650. I had $1,500 to put down on it. That came from my brother's, had like a small insurance policy when he died, and it was in my name, so I got the basically I always think of every car I've had since then is like it's a piece of him, because every it's like I would trade it in or something, so it's like he always like helped pay for a piece of every car I've had since then. And then my dad put in $150. And so the Ford Maverick was like, I just loved it. It was like I do have pictures of it here and there, a handful of pictures. It was like a bronze color, copper color, and I had it for a number of years. And then I got, I ended up selling it. I was having problems with it. I sold it, and I got a 1981 Toyota Station Wagon. And that's, I just mentioned that in another video. He co-signed for that station wagon. It was silver. Unfortunately, I don't think I've got any pictures of it. And then I traded that in 1985 and got a Toyota van, and it was kind of like also like a copper color vehicle. I'm not sure. I think I do have pictures of that vehicle, but I'm not sure. And that was, it was good. The main reason I got that was because of the dogs. Because I showed dogs and stuff during that time, and so it was easy to transport them in a van. And I actually got personalized license plates that said Sue's Dogs, SUZ DOGS. That was my personalized plates on it. That's like, I almost forgot about that. And then I got I traded it in. It's like I missed it. When I traded it in, I missed it for about 5 minutes, and that's because I traded in. I got a 1991 Lexus ES250, and I do have pictures of that car here and there, at least a few pictures of it. And it was like white, pearlized white, and then the bottom half of it had it was kind of like a goldish color around it. I really loved that car. It's like I had it for some years, but it's like I really loved that car. Put a lot of miles on it, did a lot of driving, because I was seeing my boyfriend Dave Rosenthal when I had that car, and like a few years later, I was seeing him a couple of years later, and I was seeing him, and I was driving it back and forth and stuff to Ridgecrest, and then I got a 1998 Toyota Tacoma, which was a maroon color. I went out and got that. Like some of the cars I've gotten, I got at least 2 cars, and some other family members got car at what's it called, Longo Toyota out in El Monte, and they always had reasonable prices and stuff. So we used to always go out to El Monte. It's like, so I got the Toyota Tacoma there. I don't, and I know my parents got at least one car out there too, and that was a really nice little truck. It was an extra cab, really nice. I'm hoping I have pictures of it. So I should have, but it's one of those things you don't think about taking pictures of cars, but. That he held up really well. I ended up giving it to Terry because what I did is I bought in 2003. I bought the car that I really wanted was it was a 4Runner, and so I got the 4Runner, and Terry was continued driving the Toyota Tacoma, and so of course I do have pictures of the 4Runner, and actually in May of it's like. As I'm taping this, just under a month from now, I will have had that car 20 years. I never thought I would ever have a car for 20 years. That's just it's just kind of hard to wrap your brain around. That you have a car that long, but it's like held up really well. It's got well over 200,000. It's got like 226,000 miles on it, something like that. And then I also, when I had my 4Runner. In probably about, can't remember what year it was, probably around 2008 or something, I bought a T-Bird. I bought a silver anniversary T-Bird, and it was silver. 2005, it was the last year they made them. And I had that for a while, and I had it when I moved back down to Guardian, and I really enjoyed driving that car, and it's like, I felt special driving that car. I enjoyed it. It ate a lot of gas. It only took 91 gas. You could only put 91 gas in it. Really liked it, but I got kind of in a pinch for money and stuff, and I wasn't really driving it. It was a second car because I had my 4Runner and stuff, and so I ended up selling it in, I think it was 2014, I think. 2013 or 2014, I sold the car. But it's like I kind of miss it. But once it was gone, I didn't have to pay insurance or anything on it. And so that's actually the list of cars so far. And it's like I don't know if I'll be ever buying another car. At this point, I figure that my it's like I'm probably going to die in my of old age in my 2003 4Runner. It's like it's still going, and I still love that car. I never thought I'd have a car that long. So anyway, it's like, so that's it.